Kevin Durant and Patrick Beverley, Max, had as many shot attempts as each other. Patrick Beverley shot the ball 8 times, made 3 shots. Kevin Durant shot the ball 8 times, had 5 shots. Kevin Durant fouled out. Patrick Beverley drew him into back-to-back offensive fouls in a span of 47 seconds. Max, I apologize to you, sir. I don't even want to have no discussions about Kevin Durant being the best player in the game. I don't even want to have it. I apologize, Max, okay? Because here's the problem. I think that Kevin Durant's skill is all world. I think this dude is a scoring machine, has the potential to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But Patrick Beverley would not have been able to do that to LeBron James because LeBron James is 260 pounds. The fact that Kevin Durant is skinny is really showing himself because Patrick Beverley looks stronger. Although he's shorter, he looks stronger. And it's causing them problems. The Warriors missed 19 of the last 27 shots. 14 turnovers in that span, clearly careless with the basketball, completely eradicating that explosion in the last 2 minutes and 43 seconds of the first half when Steph Curry scored 11 points on 4 for 4 shooting, 3 of 3 from three-point range, literally looking at himself. He said, I'm a bad boy. That's what they caught him saying. I'm a bad boy. And all of a sudden that gets eradicated. I understand that they stopped playing defense. I know they've got to amp that up. I believe they will. There's no question about that. Steph Curry and these boys and the troubles that they had offensively are fine. Defensively, you ain't giving up 85 points in the second half, the second most in an NBA playoff game history, by the way. 85 points in the second half. But in the end, all of that pales in comparison to the concern that should be about Kevin Durant. I have no doubt that he'll make up for it because he's Kevin Durant. But there is no excuse for him to be defended by a dude about 9 to 10 inches shorter than him, who's no all-star, even though, again, he's a Hall of Fame pest. That is Patrick Beverley. For this to be happening to Kevin Durant, particularly as he approaches free agency, it's just not a good look.
I understand the criticism of KD, and KD's got to be sitting there like, yo, what do I have to do? Because everyone feels like there's something missing. KD should be the best player who ever lived, really. When you think about his height, the fact he can shoot from range, put it on the floor, sees the floor well, willing passer, can finish at the rim, can shoot free throws, can defend like 5 positions, switch on, like always makes the right basketball play. You think, well, he should be the best player ever. And he's not. He's only one of the best players ever. And no one really, he's not a top 5 guy or something like that, though his talent says he should be. So I get what you're saying. But what concerns me most is Steph Curry. And I'll tell you why. I will never forget Game 7 finals. 73-win Warriors team against LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers. The last 4 minutes and 22 seconds of that game, the Golden State Warriors scored not a single point. The greatest offense of all time on the best team ever didn't score a single point. And I was on TV and radio back then saying, hey, this is Steph Curry's world. It's not fair. In any other era, it wouldn't be the case, given his height and his size. But the way the game is played now, move over LeBron James. That dude is the best player in the world. He should be the star of Space Jam 2, right? Like, it's Steph Curry's world. And LeBron let everyone know in that series, it's still my world. Steph, the moment I'm going to talk about, Stephen A., is the behind-the-back
pass, that was a turnover.
That turned it over to
loose with the basketball.
Play. That's the point about Steph.
14 turnovers.
He's nonchalant at times, and he's like Cool Hand Luke because of that, because he shoots it so well. He plays with such ease. He's such a great player. It's unbelievable. But there's nonchalance in the moment of truth. And Stephen A., his 4th foul is what turned that game around in the 3rd quarter. And I know Kevin Durant turned the ball over 9 times, which is incredible. He's like a team's worth of turnovers in one guy.
Yeah, more turnovers than shot attempts.
But I'm telling you right now, the issue for me with the Warriors, what would be their undoing in these plays, is if Steph Curry gets nonchalant. I want to say a word about Patrick Beverley.
Sure.
This is Paul Hembekides, the researcher from Get Up. Patrick Beverley, when he defended Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant. Think about that. The 4 biggest names on the Warriors, right? Last night, they were a combined total of 2 for 7 from the field, shooting from an average distance of 20 feet, with 1 assist and 5 turnovers. it's not just KD he was all over. It was everyone. You see why people in Philadelphia are like, how did we not get Patrick Beverley in that deal? This dude, you said you have on any team ever, that's the guy you want on your team. Unbelievable defense from Patrick Beverley. You mentioned the fact that KD shouldn't be bothered by him because of the size, whatever. The only reason I think is because the offensive player has the advantage over the defensive player. But Patrick Beverley can do that to anyone.
Well, I'm going to say something that you will absolutely, positively not disagree with. And that is this to the Philadelphia fans everywhere. You didn't get Patrick Beverley because Jerry West is in L.A. and he knew not to give up Patrick Beverley. Very, very, very simple, by the way, because Tobias Harris can ball. He was their leading scorer. And obviously, you're giving up enough by giving up him. That was the mentality. But Jerry West wasn't going to let Lawrence Frank and those boys give up Patrick Beverley. That's number one. Number two, I don't look at Steph Curry that way. I look at Steph Curry and them collectively. And I look at last night's blown lead, and I'm not worried. It has me feeling actually more confident about Golden State. Because you blow a 31-point lead, that's a wake-up call, okay? And clearly, when you talk about being loosey-goosey with the ball and being careless, which is something Mike Wilbon has religiously got on the Golden State Warriors about, he speaks to their arrogance, which has cost them playoff games in the past 4 years. Their arrogance because they know they're so superior to practically everybody that they're not concerned about it. But that don't have anything to do with Kevin Durant. Arrogance is not what did this to Kevin Durant. Arrogance may have done that to Steph Curry. Arrogance may have done that to Klay Thompson. A little arrogance might have done it to Draymond Green and others, okay? Injury did that to DeMarcus Cousins, wishing him nothing but the best, even though he ain't the nicest guy in the world. Damn, he doesn't deserve that. I wish he was healthy. But the bottom line is this. When it comes to KD, that wasn't arrogance. That was Patrick Beverley. And when you got a dude that's miniature, that's all up in you.
All right.
That's a problem.